Hello, I will play a Premier Draft Guilds of Ravnica. I played it once now, but I had a very bad run. 1-3 with somewhat expensive Boros deck, and I was really unsatisfied with this draft. I didn't want to post it on YouTube, but I'm stating my score for the record. But now I hope to do something better, so I came to this first draft with hope that I get into Boros, because that's my favorite guild among these of Ravnica, and the draft started really well for me. I picked split Boros rare, this resurgence something, as my first pick, and that got past Tajik on the second pick. I don't know what the other player first picked to pass Tajik. It's a great rare, but the beginning was the best part of this draft. The rest went really badly for me. So Cyclops aren't bad, but they're not that exciting, and Izzet is unexciting in Guilds of Ravnica. I could pick one of these cards that are good in their guilds, but they are not that great to just pick a multicolor in the first pick. Still can be considered. Capture Sphere is nice. So Capture Sphere, Cyclops, if I'm about to pick. Maybe Cyclops. Cyclops aren't bad. If I'm about to pick a monocolor or one of these two, if a multicolor, let's try Cyclops. But I won't marry to them because they're not that great. So here we have some other interesting choices, as all three uncommons are very good. So Poisoner is decent, this is decent, but uncommons are much better, and this could lead me to some Naya deck or something like this, some or more expensive Boros, but I'm sick of it after the previous draft. This is very nice, but it's a Selesnya card, and this leaves you quite open because it's good in Boros and it's good in Selesnya. So maybe I will pick this unicorn. It's a very nice creature. This is powerful and can be played in multicolored decks with white and red, but isn't great in cheap focused Boros. So I don't know what cards the previous two players picked, but passing that powerful. So some uncommons, some two uncommons are gone from this booster, but this is just one of the best cards in the set. It's so powerful. I don't understand it, but now I can see myself getting into Selesnya, just ditching these Cyclops. They aren't that exciting, and being happy of not picking this Boros 6 drop and just trying to get into Selesnya. This is also very good. Black Crafter is better in constructed than in limited, I think. This is decent. No question here. So here, Sworn Companions aren't bad in Selesnya and in Boros, but they're better in Selesnya. But Prey Upon is a premium removal, I think, for green. So I will try to stay in green, or maybe I can even pivot to Golgari, just ditch this unicorn if white isn't that open. This card is interesting, but it's very cuttable. Electrostatic field can be good in Izzet. This is good in green decks. I found it good in Golgari and in much better in Golgari probably, but quite good in Selesnya as well. We Dragonauts are also good in Izzet, but I don't have reasons to force into Izzet. Cyclops aren't good enough. Command the Storm is also nice. I don't like this card. This isn't bad in Izzet, but Izzet is overall quite bad. This is some payoff of being in Izzet. This one looks good. So now I don't have very exciting cards for me. So these green cards are underwhelming. This is probably the best, but I don't know. Maybe I can pick it. Intrusive Pack Beast is quite decent, but it's also very cuttable. So maybe I will not marry into my green picks and see what's open and just pick the best card, because some good cards were there. Harpooner is very nice. This is good, and Sumala is quite nice. This is a good pick. This is quite nice, but it's mostly a Boros card. Maybe some Izzet decks also would like it. So this is a payoff for some weird decks. Maybe you can make it work, but I found it mostly to be a 2-mana 2/2 creature with potential upside, but not really getting there most of the time. Okay, and defending Clarion is really interesting because the card is clearly powerful. It's very good in constructed, but I don't think you want to play this in most Boros decks in limited, so it's better in constructed than in limited. This is quite a nice payoff for being in Selesnya, but I ended up with a lot of expensive cards in Selesnya, and I cut this previously from time to time, and this is the card I don't want to cut in my green decks. So this is a weird choice probably, but I prefer Generous Stray. And here I will pick a good 2-drop. It's better in Boros, but still can be quite nice in Selesnya, and that's what I'm aiming for. Maybe I will be in Golgari, because this unicorn is the only reason to be in Selesnya, but the green cards here are unexciting anyway, so I don't really like this, so maybe some people value these guardians, but for me it's just the card that in some unexciting middle between Convoke Enabler and Convoke Payoff. It's too expensive to be Enabler and too small and unexciting to be a payoff. I don't really see that working. So this is interesting choice because this is a powerful card that came back to me. But if I want to play a 3-color deck, Guild Gates are nice, but I can, and this could be nice even if just in my Selesnya deck, but I think it's worth it to speculate in pack 1 and maybe take some mana fixing later. I can take this Urban Utopia. This is not a splashable, but this giant is. It's a powerful card. And it's better in Naya decks, I think, than in Boros decks, because Boros, good Boros decks are probably cheaper and don't really want 6 drops, even powerful ones. Let's take this. This could be good for splashing giant, but this is good for splashing anything. It's not great in 2-color decks, but that leaves me open to splashing some other colors as well. So these last cards aren't the ones I'm going to play. So this isn't a great rare. It's mostly a 2 mana 2/2 vigilance, which is decent enough, but destroying legendary permanents won't come up that often, so it's a minor upside to a 2 mana 2/2 vigilance. Luminous Bond is a better card in my opinion. So now I'm taking another step towards this Selesnya. Whelp could be a nice splash in a Naya deck, but the Bond is good enough that I want to keep in my 2 main colors and stay in my 2 main colors for now. So here we have some interesting choices. This isn't bad, but I don't look to play this card. This is quite nice in Selesnya, but this is just nice in any white decks, Boros and Selesnya alike. I think I will take Parhelion now. So I won't play these 4 drops, but this I probably will play, so I got 1, 2, not that many 4 drops, so Parhelion slots nicely into my deck. Another Prey Upon won't hurt, but now I'm looking to pick some bigger creatures like Zigworm. I passed this 4/5 flyer with Convoke already, so I want to do that again, I think. Or at least I need very good reasons to do that. So for now I will not pick another Urban Utopia. I'm not that high on splashing. Unhunted Witness is good in white decks. I think it's a good Convoker, and it's quite nice in Boros as well as a target for Mentor. And even in my deck it can. I need some 1-power creatures to make Parhelion mentor something from time to time. I don't have many 2-drops, so here in the booster that I don't have exciting options, I will take mediocre 2-drop, not very good. So this looks unexciting. I don't want another Bug's Favor, especially since I have a bomb combat trick. and 1 Pax Favor anyway, so I don't look to play that many combat tricks. And this looks powerful, but keeping 5 mana and waiting for the opportunity isn't a great plan. Beetle is good enough. It's a quite nice 2-drop, so so this 10th discrete guard is a 2/2 most of the time. This bonus rarely does anything good, and this is also basically 2/2, but it's a nice option to give counter to something like Parhelion and let it mentor something bigger. So this is also for me too small of a payoff for being in Selesnya. I still look for my bigger creatures. Maybe I will splash red just to play something bigger, but for now I prefer Generous Stray. These are also quite nice, but I will stay with the cat. So Sworn Companions are also nice, but I will have to cut something, and now I think I can gather enough 3-drops, and some mana fixing wouldn't hurt now. Maybe it's time to pick Guildgate. So all these options seem equally fine. Maybe I will go for a 2-drop because 2-drops may be harder to gather, and I think I will fill my deck with 3-drops. Sooner or later. So this is probably a better 3-drop. And I got the second Pax Favor anyway. This can be a good enough filler, so that's a good card to pick on the last pick of the booster. And now I got this Zigguram I was waiting for, so this is a better 2-drop than some of what I got. I think it's worse than Harpooner, but better than the rest, even Recruit, which is the best of the second best after Chrome Harpooner among those that I already have. But I need something like Zigguram badly for this deck, so I'm happy I have a chance to pick it now. Wealth Collector, you may know from Constructed that it's a powerful card, but in Limited I don't think it's that great, and my deck isn't that focused on aggression, so it's very nice to have it early, but quite a bad top deck later. And this is just good, so it may be also surprising to some, but I prefer Indrik. Oh, this is also nice, but if this was some uncommon not in my colors or some bad uncommon, I would have to decide between this, and maybe I would take this Collector. But if Indrik is here, I'm sure I prefer it. This is also nice, it's a good mana sink, but still Prey Upon is maybe better, maybe not. I'm not sure. I have 2 copies and I have Luminous Bond, so I have some removal options. Also Indrik Fights, maybe Now let's take a good 3-drop with mana sink ability. So this is a great 2-drop. So this will outclass most of the 2-drops I already picked. Crow Harpooner being the only one competing with it. So this is also quite nice, but it's just decent in comparison to this being just making the difference, being actually exciting. So maybe it's more than decent, but still worse than this 2/2 first strike with Mentor. So this is quite nice in Selesnya and Boros. It's a good Mentor target in Boros, and it's a good Convoker in Selesnya, but I need some beefier stuff, and this is quite good. So this, like I said, some of the cards were too small to be actual payoffs for Convoke. It's not maybe much bigger, but it's got efficient mana cost, even for just hard casting for 5 mana isn't that bad, and it has vigilance, so it can convoke something after attack. It's overall very good. So another stray won't hurt. It's a very nice card. So will I splash this red, and is Tajik that splashable? Or maybe I should just go for a creature that I know is very good in my deck. Now maybe the 4th generous stray isn't that important. I prefer the 2nd Centaur. I think I won't risk it with Tajik, just take the card that I know will be good. As for Ragers or Beetle here. But I think I'm set with 2 drops. I prefer to play some worse 2-drop, but have another beefier creature than upgrade one of my 2 drops slightly and cut. Now it's another story, because I don't have much competition here. If I splash red, Command the Storm could be nice, but I'm not really sold on this splashing. I have some bigger plays in my colors, and I'm not sure if playing 2 urban utopias are good enough reason to just enable 1 giant, which is a very good card, but it's only one card still. So, and Command the Storm isn't a card that's going to change that. So it's not that great of a splash if I have removal in my colors anyway. So another Centaur is nice. Blade Instructor is also nice. So here I won't play anything. I think I'm set on 2 drops. I'll just take an uncommon. Yeah, I got many 2 drops now. So I'll give myself an option, but I will cut it probably anyway. Oh, and I have another generous stray, so that's quite nice. Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the link in the description. The link should lead you to the whole playlist of this event, so you can check other videos. I will build this deck in my next video, and then start playing my games. So see you soon.